Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another City Start series, episode 3 here of this city build. We got a very functional city, a very successful city, even in this infancy, and we're basically just trying to get like an interesting sort of design going with the roads. Just again, kind of we're playing off the water a bit. We're playing off existing roads we already made. We're playing off the fact that these three different freeway interconnections come into the same area. We're playing off the fact that we have this rail thing here, right? And we're even playing off the power lines that we even built earlier on. It's actually kind of crazy. So we're kind of just wasting all of our money here, getting all this infrastructure down. I could even see this being like a roundabout or something right here in this middle area. Wait a second. Yeah, we're just going nuts with the road design here, guys. What if this goes 15 out? Because if this could be like a big commercial area. I mean, should we make that bigger? Maybe we should make that even bigger. Maybe that should be like a 15-15. Right, it did go 15 out from there, right? So there's one thing I'm worried about here. Is this would kind of need to go. Yeah, no, I think a 10. I think going out 10 and doing a 10-10 is going to be better here. Because we want this to have to hook down and in. Having that too high up, right? Because we want this to have to do one of these basically. Like that, because it's also going to end up doing that on the other side. Is this actually all going to line up? This might be perfect. Hold on. Can we bring this out? Can we bring this out? Make that a 90. A little bit of a goof there. Okay, and then if we go from here, can we just like stick this in? I mean, that would be kind of weird if it stuck there. It would make a lot of sense, but honestly, not enough money. You know, let's take that loan. Let's take that loan again. Just to kind of at least show that it doesn't really matter that much whether we take that or not take that or whatever. So I don't know, I'm feeling inspired here, so let's just go with the flow. Let's go with the flow. Sort of cutting off those segments so that we can come in here, have that attached to ground, so we can sort of curate the actual piece of bridge that's actually going across, which is now one piece. We've taken sort of a middle, divided in the middle here. We've now made it into one segment. I didn't really expect it to be made into one segment, but there you go. Let's grab this, and I think for the most part, honestly, we'll do A to B, but this looks like this is just a dip, so I think that, yeah, that'll bring up both sides, and just kind of keep that nice and flat. That actually looks good. That looks good. Now what we need to do is we need to get this hooked around and into here, which to do that we might need to kind of clip that a little bit to get enough sort of without going outside the map, right? The other way we do that is go a little bit harder, a little bit sharper, but we don't want to go outside this, well, we can't go outside this box, so. Yeah, it looks like this grid that we did is not quite straight, but that's okay. I think we probably go straight across for here. And basically at this point, yeah, we're going to be looking to make this maneuver. What is that? Is that like a 55? Outside city limits, but that's what I want. That's what I want. Now I'm just thinking to myself, do we modify it? It's a 50. Yeah. The answer, I think, is a no. I don't want to modify that. I want it to be that way. Although, the way we'd modify this actually is we'd bop that, right? We'd bop this. And then now I think I have to do it one more time. What happens if we go to a 56 here? Does that get us closer to the 180? Gets us further away. 54. That's essentially what I want. That's essentially what I was visualizing this whole time. I think it still looks kind of interesting. We do want these to actually like connect. So this area is going to be a little bit freestyled, I think. And we are literally just winging this. But something kind of like this. It's not perfect. Definitely not perfect. I'm not sure how you would... I guess actually what we should have done... Oh man, we could only like do an undo. What we should have done there is we should have actually just built that line and rebuilt the freeways, because we knew the freeways were already kind of like goofed a little bit, so... People are using our new road too, which is kind of cool. It's kind of neat. That gets them onto here pretty well. That gets them through up to here. This is kind of interesting. It's a little bit more griddish over here. It's like it kind of like it's kind of goes through. It really looks like this is like strict grid, and this is a little bit more free forming, and those things together, I don't know. It's kind of working. It's kind of working. Let's get more residential sort of grown in here though. It'd be kind of cool if that actually went under there, but it also kind of makes sense to try to get some connections to this main road. Well, this area is communicating here, this area is communicating here. Maybe this doesn't need to connect to the main road. Maybe that's just unnecessary. Yeah, okay, okay. Bring that out to the edge. Get this connected in. Okay, I'm kind of liking how we're filling the space here. This definitely would need to dip, though. A bit to sneak over. Maybe we could raise this up a little bit or something as well. It's totally fine. To accommodate. We can get away with something like that. Looks like we are getting some traffic, or not traffic issues, but industrial demand issues. We have all of this area for farming. I don't know if that's something we want to take advantage of or not. Kind of just grabbing this area out here with dirt roads. That's a 30, and that would 15 would be halfway. Yeah, okay. Bigger blocks and stuff I think kind of makes sense. Or was that? Wait a second. Was this a full 30? That was 24. These are like kind of just random shapes and stuff. What is this? That's a 30. Do we want to go the full 15 out and then go down and then kind of like have an even cut there? And the fertile soil here doesn't seem to be particularly potent in this area, but we could do something, right? We could totally do something. We've kind of been doing a lot of initial, like, I mean, that could actually tie into a little bit of a neighborhood. This could, you know, we could have this sort of swooping through. We could have a connection points down here. This, I think, is going to be neighborhood. This is probably going to be neighborhood. This is going to be the main commercial area here. And then this is going to really be the industrial area. Probably a lot of the heavy industry back over this way, and more of the lighter industry, cleaner industry going this way, like the agricultural and stuff. Let's see if this even looks remotely decent. Let's see if we can sell it at all. I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, honestly, what we could do here, right, be a little bit more thoughtful, is we could sort of like chop some of these up and kind of make it seem like there's different, you know, companies or farms or whatever that are sort of doing up this area. Try to get some different assets grown in. All of these areas are going to require water, though, which we do not have yet. That finishes that off pretty well, though. So we don't have to worry about there. While we're doing this, I'm just going to water up the rest of the map here. This is kind of an annoying little sliver, I guess. But we'll just grab it, so we don't have to think about it anymore. We've ran out of money. Let's go make sure we're on speed 3 here. Actually running into power issues. That's just because this isn't even connected at all. Which we can just do that to get that going. A power or a landfill right over here would actually sort of bridge that together quite well. We don't have the cemeteries actually unlocked yet, so we don't have to worry about that. We're starting to get some commercial demand. We still have industrial demand. Like that's still a thing. Here, let's expand this even more. So it'd probably be like a pocket down, you know, just this whole side. Let's just say this whole side of the divide there. We probably need another diagonal road down here, actually, kind of just to show that, hey, you know, this is the agricultural area here. And we'll probably end up doing some more just generic industry this way. And it would probably be nice if this like did sort of loop through, but and that way we could keep going with more of this. I don't know though if this is watered up, and it's not. That'll fix that really quickly. Very inefficient here, but that's just how we roll. We did take that loan, but it's well, it's not quite paid off. It's not quite paid off, but okay. I think we want these people to be able to loop back around instead of going on this way if they don't want to go that way. That's a little bit of a sort of a sketchy you go through this one-way street or this one lane area, and then you pop to there and now you're on here rather than just having that continue through. Probably not ideal, but I think the traffic flow here is actually going to be decent because I think it's really webbing people around and about in a good way. We could just bring sort of commercial through this way, or I think eventually we will need to be thinking about how commercial can fit out here. and stuff like that. Already got all that watered up, which is good. How are we doing on power and water? Power's actually a little touchy, a little touchy. I think for right now, you know, it'd be easier just to raise this a bit. I think raising it 25% is going to give us, I don't know, maybe 10% more power. It's not going to be a huge amount. Because I think if you raise it 50% budget, you only get 20% boost, 25% boost. Yeah, we need to get rid of the traffic lights. That's actually our main issue in that section. No reason to have those. This is actually it's not great, but it's not great. Let's just put it that way. It's not a big city, so there really shouldn't be any traffic at all. We do need to have people coming into town here. So I think a connection here makes a lot of sense, because that would mean that we can zone this with housing, and these people can loop back without really any issues. It does also make sense to upgrade this to ground. There was no reason for that to be elevated in that bit. Can we get rid of this power, these power lines? Kind of. We need to do that. But I think here is a big yes. Hopefully that'll clean up the ability to zone this area. Should be an easy way to get some more population. Don't have any parks for these people yet. This could be an interesting area for like a larger park or a school area or something. Is that 11? No, it's 13. This isn't the most exciting thing in the world. And really just, you know, sometimes people ask like, why leave a space? I just think sometimes that little bit of space sometimes looks good. That's all. There's really no rhyme or reason to it. But houses don't necessarily have a lot of wasted space, but they do at least have like backyards and stuff, which the game doesn't do that very well. So I guess that's what we're compensating for. We're starting to make some big money here. Now that people are moving in, hopefully that'll transition into even more money, more stability, and also getting some more things unlocked. That right there seems to kind of do that trick and clean up the zoning right here. There's a few areas that I think we could just do that. Did we not? We didn't get any water down here. Lots of industrial demand still. Okay. I think leaving some space, right, to go in with like either fences or trees and things, and kind of try to make these areas feel a little bit more propped out and up than they actually are, could kind of help. That, I mean, that would make sense if that did connect, but $15 seems to be the magic number out here for whatever reason. Well, heck, that would even, if we made that so that only went 15 out, that would actually be like lots of 15s going on. Doesn't seem like the agricultural area actually really takes much out of the industrial demand. And again, we're not zoning as thickly as we could here, that's for sure. Intentionally so, I think, right? Even leaving some streets like kind of more just empty even makes sense. Little sort of patches of area. It's kind of annoying to try to power some of this stuff, admittedly, but what is going on? We don't have enough power. Okay. Time to add in more of that. That's going to be tons of power. Now let's go over to the budget and crank this down. I don't think we're going to have to do any more with power. 2 of those is going to be tons of power. We're going a little dirty power this time. Not exactly our typical strategy, but there you go. Boomtown has been hit. That's good. Industrial demand for the most part has taken a dive. Also quite good to see. It'd be kind of interesting if those were a little bit, so that we want that to be a 60-degree angle, I think. What we're hoping for here. Oh no, we're just kind of getting some extra area to put in some industrial zoning, but nothing too crazy. Interesting to see how bad the traffic is. Right, traffic is something that's like, you can kind of like think about it and plan for it and stuff, but I think in general, right, you're gonna want to kind of just fix it as it becomes a problem. As it develops. This is actually, we've actually been consistently doing this pattern. What's the total distance here? 26. So if we go 11 out. Yeah, this isn't going to work. This isn't going to work out exactly. So we could do 11 here. And I think we're going to have to make one side like a park, basically. Like sort of go in with... Oh, we only have the European high school. Yeah. It's going to eat up a lot of space. But it's going to fit there pretty decently, actually. So we do that. We put in an elementary school. I don't know. Can we fit in a... Heck, we can even fit in a... here, let's spin these around, though. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up here. Just making stuff up. Do need more just residential area on the other side. We can go in with some actual parks, which we don't have money for anymore. We are making good money, though. I think what happened is we hit that last bit. We do need to get the cemetery online pretty quickly, so that's 8,000. I think this is a good place to take a pause here in this, and then we'll come back and we'll continue to flesh out the city and work a little bit probably on the commercial area and get that sort of like framed out a little bit. But I'm liking the overall design and flow of the city so far. Thanks everybody for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.